all of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
Remember when Katt Williams said 2025 would be the year everything gets exposed? Believe him or not, the timing is wild, because right after Christmas and that Diddy documentary, the conversation ignited again. And this time, it isn't just vague party talk. What's fueling the chaos is the chatter about alleged recordings people say exist from those private nights the internet keeps labeling freak-offs. Not standard celebrity clips. The way it's being framed is heavier, sharper, and it's spreading fast. So here's why you're here. These are the names people keep linking to the tapes, and the moments that push this wave into overdrive. Not a verdict, not confirmed. Just what's circulating, why it's sticking, and how it's taking over feeds. Before we hit the names, you need the short setup. Public claims and lawsuit chatter describe private gatherings that allegedly went beyond normal partying. Once the internet stamped those nights with a nickname, every old clip started getting replayed like a clue. That's why this keeps growing. People aren't waiting for a clean conclusion. They're building a narrative from fragments. And here's the part a lot of people miss. This story is running on two lanes at the same time. Lane 1 is legal talk. Lawsuits, filings, accusations being discussed publicly. People treat those like a foundation, even if most viewers never read a single page of them. Lane 2 is viral behavior. Short clips, screenshots, old interviews, party footage, and remember this moment edits. That lane moves faster, and it doesn't care about context. It cares about impact. And when those two lanes collide, you get what we have now. A rumor wave that feels bigger than any one clip because it's being fed by everything at once. That's why the same names keep showing up. Not necessarily because there's proof, but because those names have visible ties to the same circle, the same era, the same rooms. Once the internet decides those rooms matter, every connection becomes a headline. All right, first name that keeps coming up, Meek Mill. Meek is getting pulled into this because an audio clip went viral that people claim connects him to that world. I'm not playing anything and I'm not repeating explicit content, but you can see why it grabbed attention. It didn't move like a joke, it moved like something viewers thought had weight. Then the timeline did what it always does and started stacking context. That poolside clip of Diddy talking to Meek got reposted everywhere, and viewers fixated on the tone and certain wording like it proved their relationship was deeper than a typical industry friendship.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Whether that interpretation is fair or not, that's how the moment got reframed. One rumor hits, and suddenly old footage becomes a clue. After that, people dragged in party chatter, event footage, and photos. Anything that could be used to reinforce the narrative. Meek jumped online denying it and suggested AI, bots, or a coordinated attempt to take him down. His message was simple. This isn't real, and someone's trying to bury me. But the denial didn't cool the story. It pushed people to dig harder. Someone even claimed they were the source, saying they captured the audio themselves. There's no clear public verification of that, but once a person says I recorded it, people treat it like a receipt, even when nothing is confirmed. And then the theories poured in. Industry politics, personal beef, payback storylines. Every angle people could invent, because when a topic is already trending, speculation travels faster than anything else. Meek also floated a big money challenge, basically daring someone to prove the claims through a real investigation. It sounded bold. But after that, there were no clear public updates, no clean resolution, just silence. And silence never stays empty. It gets turned into part of the plot. Not long after, Meek started distancing himself publicly from anything tied to Diddy. The tone shifted into, I want no part of this. But by then, the wave had already locked in. Next up, Usher. People call this the origin chapter because it's where a lot of the broader discussion starts. Years ago, Usher spoke about being brought into Diddy's orbit when he was still young, framed as mentorship and career development. The phrase people remember is puffy flavor camp, and looking back, a lot of viewers say that label alone sounds like something that wouldn't fly today.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
What keeps getting replayed is how Usher described that period. In older interviews, he hinted there were curious things happening around him, things he didn't fully understand at the time. That's why those clips are back now. Not because they prove a specific claim, but because the tone feels like someone warning you without spelling it out. He described being around adult environments and energy that didn't feel age-appropriate. And when asked if he'd ever place his own kids into something like that, he didn't hesitate. He said no. That moment is a big reason his name stays in the discussion, because it sounds like a line being drawn.
If he would say, man, you gotta chill, like you just a little bit too intense. You gotta relax. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old, like banging on this man as though, I am the manager. I am the spokesperson for Usher. And I'm telling him, look, you're gonna put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there. You got Craig Mack in there. You're gonna make me a priority too. I'm not here to party with you. I don't wanna go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? I think as a kid, I realized, hey, look, that's not my ring. That's not my moment. That's not my bottle. That's not my drink. That's not my celebration. So I'm not here to celebrate. I wanted people to be excited about me the way that they were excited about him. I wanted my own success.
And then the next name gets connected to that same thread, Justin Bieber. Old clips and stories have floated around for years about Justin being around that same circle early in his career. Back then, it was brushed off as mentorship. Today, with the current allegations dominating headlines, people rewatch those moments through a different lens. One clip in particular keeps circulating where Diddy talks about spending time with Justin and makes it sound like they were about to do things they can't disclose. At the time, it played like jokes and flexing. Now viewers say it feels uncomfortable, and that's why it keeps coming back. That's the pattern in this whole situation. The footage doesn't change. The framing does. Once a wave hits, old moments get treated like proof for somebody's narrative.
He had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there, but you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
Fans also point to Justin's music and interviews over the years where he's talked about pressure, isolation, and not knowing who to trust during his early industry years. People read that as a sign he went through something heavy. None of that verifies specific claims, but it explains why this chapter lands emotionally. And lately, fans have noticed what looks like Justin quietly cutting ties with parts of his early career circle, unfollowing people, moving differently, staying away from the conversation. Whether it's connected or not, the public reads it as someone closing the door on an era. And here's the multiplier effect in this whole story. It isn't always the clips that make things explode. Sometimes it's what happens after. Because online, silence becomes a statement. A non-answer becomes a headline. And the longer people don't address a rumor directly, the more the rumor starts living on its own. That doesn't mean silence equals guilt, but it does mean the algorithm treats silence like fuel. No response leaves room for everyone else to write the script. Now, shifting from recycled clips to legal claims, Lil Rod, also known as Rodney Jones. This is the name tied directly to a lot of the tape talk. He filed a major lawsuit in early 2024, and in that complaint he alleges that audio and video recordings existed from private events, recordings he claims were kept and used as leverage. He's claimed there are extensive amounts of footage, and when people hear hours and recordings, they jump to one question: how many people would get pulled into this if any of that ever became public? But the part that really stuck is how he described the industry structure. He basically said, the music business runs through gatekeepers, big names who can co-sign you, open doors, and decide whether you get access or get shut out. If you're up and coming, that co-sign can feel like the difference between a real career and nothing at all. So his claim is that being inside that circle meant going along with the culture, staying present, staying available, and not rocking the boat. Because if you say no to the wrong person, you don't just lose a party invite, you lose your future. He also described a scene where non-stop partying was part of the expectation, and he alleged some people later felt foggy or unsure about how nights unfolded. That's how it's being framed in claims, and it's why his lawsuit became fuel for the wider conversation. And this is why that matters. It shifts the focus from one person to a system. People aren't just asking who did what. They're asking how an environment like that could exist for so long around so many people without anyone stepping in. Now let's move to another name that keeps getting pulled into the rumor cycle: French Montana. There's no widely verified leaked audio tied to French the way people frame other names, but his name stays in the mix because of the visible closeness. Same trips, same events, same circle, on repeat. People point to photos and clips and say the chemistry looks too comfortable for just industry friends. That birthday moment keeps getting reposted, with viewers dissecting it like it's a missing piece. On its own, it could be nothing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. This is a special birthday for both.
But when the spotlight is this intense, every vibe becomes a headline. Then there's the business angle that won't go away. The bad boy connection. How heavily French was promoted. How often he was positioned like family. Online, that gets turned into a narrative that success came with unspoken expectations. That's speculation, but it spreads fast when people already believe favors get traded behind closed doors. French defended Diddy publicly in the past, but in the current wave of legal headlines, people have noticed he's been quiet, and quiet gets read as a message. Now Kevin Hart. Kevin isn't a rapper, but his name keeps getting dragged in because of proximity and resurfaced footage. There are old clips people repost as jokes that, in today's climate, get treated like they mean more.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed, at all.
Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like that's how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this with me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen,
having a good time. Yo, Usher made it in the.
Hey, yo. I'm a thug. At the end of the day, nigga, I kill niggas, man. No, listen, at the end of the day, I kill niggas. Everybody know me, man. Listen, in the streets, Diddy's there this weekend.
That's what happens when a timeline gets suspicious. Old comedy gets rewritten into something darker. Then there's the bigger point. Kevin has been seen at Diddy-related events, and reporters have tried to press him before about what he observed. Kevin did what smart celebrities do. He dodged, redirected, kept it light, and moved on. But the public logic is simple. If you were around those rooms, you might have seen things you'll never speak on. And that's why his name keeps reappearing whenever the story spikes. Then you've got the wildcard factor. Orlando Brown. Orlando has made a lot of claims over the years. Some get dismissed, some get replayed when other stories break later. In Kevin's case, Orlando threw out a claim, got asked to explain it, and didn't provide real details.
Kevin Hart took $50 million to unversion his whole.
Can you explain a little bit?
No, I just told you.
That vagueness is exactly why it spreads. It's enough to spark arguments, not enough to verify. Last in this stretch, Mace. Mace gets included because he's been connected to Diddy for a long time, and because his recent comments have been careful. He's hinted he has more to say, and he's suggested it'll come out in a documentary or a longer format, but he hasn't fully opened the door yet. That guarded silence is what keeps people suspicious. If you've been close to the story for decades, what do you know, and why are you choosing your words so precisely? People also speculate about pressure, leverage, and staying quiet because it feels safer. None of that is confirmed, but it's part of why Mace stays in the conversation. Long history, cautious comments, and the sense that something is being held back. And here's the bigger point. This doesn't feel like a story that ends with a shortlist. A lot of commentators insist the scope is wider than a handful of names. Jaguar Wright has been speaking on industry networks for years, naming people, hinting at protection, implying it goes deeper than one person. Whether you believe her or not, the reason those clips keep going viral is because they match the public mood right now.
DBJ should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Should I keep going?
You're hitting it off.
Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged and tried with him. Off of Dustin Bieber, mother.
Now, Carisha and Rick Ross just sat down together. At the end of
I know. Two Diddy doo-wop bops. What a reason.
Hey.
Only thing they got.
A lot of people believe the industry protects itself. Which brings us back to the line everyone keeps repeating from Katt. That masks would slip, that certain stories would surface, and that the person in the spotlight might not even be the top of the pyramid. And here's what people are watching for next. Not just another viral clip. The reaction, who speaks up, who stays quiet, who distances themselves, who suddenly changes their story. Because that's usually where the next wave comes from, not the original rumor. So the real question people keep asking isn't just who's on a list, it's who enabled it, who looked away, who protected it, who had the power to stop it and didn't. And until that part gets answered, this conversation is going to keep doing what it does, digging, replaying, connecting, and dragging more names into the storm. Now I want to hear from you. Which part of this feels like real warning signs, and which part feels like the public reaching? Do you think these alleged tapes are real, or do you think this is another viral rumor wave feeding itself? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them. Because if more material hits the timeline, more names start trending, or more details surface, you already know this story isn't staying quiet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there.